No, justified true belief is like a language. It doesn't actually exist anywhere in the world.
Language is part of reality.
But language doesn't
I'm not
exist in the
talking
world.
about having like external objects that have mass. I'm just talking about reality, which is everything that exists. Does language exist?
No, language is a constructed.
Language doesn't exist.
Yes, it's an abstract object, which means it does not exist.
Yeah. Does language exist though?
No, it's an abstract object, which means it does not exist.
Exists means everything, just everything that is.
Right. So abstract objects don't exist. That's why they're called abstract.
They don't exist materially, or they don't exist at all?
They don't exist at all. They don't
so language isn't a thing?
No, language is an abstract object.
Yeah, but it still exists. Language, we can use language. How can we use something that doesn't exist? You're saying we can use language, we can use something that doesn't exist?
Yeah, it's called abstract objects. Google what abstract is, the distinction between abstract versus concrete.
Well, I don't Platonist, but
that's not Platonism. That's basic philosophy. Like what?
What do you think a Platonist is?
A Platonist is someone who believes there are Platonic objects, which are not the same as abstract objects.
Which are abstract objects?
No, if they're abstract objects, that means they don't exist. So Platonism would be false. Platonism says they do exist.
Abstract objects doesn't mean they don't exist.
That's
abstract objects.
Google what abstract object.
If an abstract object is, then it's part of reality.
Google what abstract object means.
We'll go into Q&A pretty quick here, and want to say thanks so much, as philosophy's never been so passionate. And I have to tell you, in terms of like pure philosophy debates, which we have here and there, we usually don't as much.
I just Googled it, and you know what it says? It says abstract and object concrete classifications that denote whether or not the object terms describes has physical reference, which is exactly what I was saying, you moron.
An abstract object is an object that does not exist at any time or place.
Clown.
An abstract object is not an object that does not
abstract objects don't
exist at any particular time.
Language doesn't exist. TJump thinks language doesn't exist. Language is not part of reality. Clown.
You have this gift of saturating succinct statements with so many assertions and fallacies, it's hard to keep up. So the point was that when your premise is that the universe just happens to have happened and happens to have happened the way it happened, then there's nothing.
It's not a part of atheism. Nowhere in atheism does it say that.
So atheism, and now, I mean, we're definitely into reification fallacy territory, but whatever, that doesn't.
How is that a reification fallacy?
Because atheism doesn't say anything. So I'm talking about the implications of that worldview, which is that the universe was not created, was not designed.
What is a reification fallacy? Let's go with that one.
Original goal or plan.
What?
And so because we know it happened, it must have happened to just happen the way it happened.
Nothing you're saying is relevant right now. What is a reification fallacy?
Well, like you've been saying, atheism says this and it doesn't.
What is the definition of a reification fallacy?
It doesn't say anything because it's not a being. It's not volitional.
What is the definition of a reification fallacy? You accused me of using a reification fallacy. Tell me what a reification fallacy is and tell me where in my argument I did that.
That's what I'm doing, and I could finish if you stopped interrupting me.
Okay, what is the definition of a reification fallacy? Go.
Okay, so when you say that atheism says,
don't tell me what I said. Tell me what the definition, what the dictionary says, the definition of a reification fallacy is. Don't tell me what I say. Start with that.
Dictionary? I'm not aware of a singular dictionary. Are you referring to a specific one?
Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy would be great. I don't care. Any published academic definition of a reification fallacy, go.
Okay. Let's see here. Stanford. What was that? Stanford?
Google's fine. Reification fallacy. Just Google reification fallacy. Give me a definition.
While he's looking that up, I want to let you know, folks, if you have a question or comment for one tonight's debaters, fire it into the old live chat and tag me at Modern Day Debate. Super chats will go to the top of the list. Attack the argument and not the person. And if you like what you're hearing from one tonight's debaters, their links are in the description below. So be sure to check those out. How's that search going?
It's fine. I don't know what's wrong with his computer.
What? Well, I know the definition. You don't. That's the problem.
Oh, let's see here. kind of obviously we're wasting time because there's nothing wrong with logical fallacies on atheism. But
Again, I already said that's wrong. Like there are many models of atheism that say yes, logical fallacies are wrong. Every atheist philosopher thinks they're wrong. So that's just you strawmanning atheism because you think it's a no true Scotsman. You're just using a no true Scotsman fallacy. You're wrong. Problem
the
solved.
no true Scotsman fallacy is a fallacy, and I already explained to you. I'm talking about the implications of atheism. You're talking to me about
Which I've explained to you you're wrong about. So stop strawmanning atheism. You're wrong about atheism. Okay, we're done on that topic. You've lost. Tell me what a reification fallacy is.
reification, also as concretism, hypostantiation, or the fallacy of misplaced
Concreteness. Yes.
is a fallacy of ambiguity. When an abstract belief or hypothetical construct is treated as if it were a concrete, real event or physical entity, which is exactly what I was explaining to you before you decided to interrupt me and ask me to explain it to you.
Which abstract entity am I treating as concrete?
This has to be a joke. Atheism.
What? How is that an abstract entity, and how am I treating it as concrete? Like, what?
I'm shocked how many different times I have to explain the same thing to you. You're telling me what atheism says or doesn't say, and I'm pointing out to you atheism doesn't say or doesn't say anything. It's not a being. It doesn't make statements.
Right, which means it doesn't exclude objective meaning and purpose, and I forget what the word you used, intentionality or something. It doesn't exclude those things. You can have those things in atheism because it doesn't exclude them. You keep saying it does, it excludes them. You can't keep any of that under atheism. You're wrong, and you were wrong about a reification fallacy because nothing I said was abstract and nothing I said I treated as concrete.
So the point being, when atheists assert that there are these absolute universal imperatives on atheism, they have to abandon the implications of atheism to construct a model that results in that.
Google what abstract object.
Which is exactly what I was saying.
Google what abstract object.
Which is exactly what I was saying.
Okay, what is the definition of a reification fallacy? Go.
Which is exactly what I was explaining to you.
Okay, what is the definition of a reification fallacy? Go.
Which is exactly what I was explaining to you